Welcome back to another video. Really good to see you guys. I'm really happy you guys stopped by today. Today we're going to be listening to Oxy Music by Alex Cameron. This was a special request. The way that special requests work on my channel is people send in a $30 donation to the channel with an album, and an album of their choosing, and I in turn react to it. It's a really dope way to support the channel and also guarantee a video for an album reaction to an album that you really enjoy. So if that's something that you're interested in, the link to my tip page is in the description. Suggest an album, put an album link in the message box, send in a $30 donation, and I will make that video as soon as possible. So that's how this works. That's why we're listening to a pretty random album, I think. How many monthly listeners does Alex Cameron have? 247,000, so relatively few. I would consider this basically an underground artist, somewhat. Very unknown. Not in the millions of monthly listeners or anything like that. I personally have never heard of Alex Cameron. So I'm definitely getting put onto something new right here. So yeah, that's why that we're listening to this more obscure music today, is because someone specially requested it. So this is a 9-track album. It's 34 minutes long. Like I said, I've never heard of Alex Cameron. I've never heard any of his music. And so I honestly have no idea what to expect, what it's going to sound like, or whether or not I am ready for this. But I'm gonna go into it as open-mindedly as I can, and hopefully this is great. At the very least, enjoyable. You know what I mean? Track 1 is Best Life. I could see this in like a movie soundtrack. Really happy sounding, youthful, sort of jovial sound. I like it. This feels like our teenage years. This is cool, it's sweet, it's got a little bit of a cinematic vibe to it. It's cool, I like it. It's not a style of music that I listen to very frequently, but I'm not gonna hate on it, man. It sounds good. It's well done. I like the performance. I like the way that they did the background vocals. The instrumentals are warm, touching. Like I said, it feels like being a teenager. It feels like this is, this belongs in some teenage movie soundtrack where it's like summer vacation and they're exploring their freedom or whatever. Something like that. Something that reminds me of being young and free and happy. I can't hate on that. That's cool. That sounds really cool. Sarah Joe. I like these horns. I never hurt nobody, not in any physical way. They will have wanted it that way. But that's kind of kinky. Let's fuck with my family. Okay, no, I like the songwriting there too. It's kind of relatable. It's very topical. Is topical the right word? I think I mean relevant. If you are listening. This feels like a prom dance, slow song that you're nervous, but you finally find the courage to ask your crush to dance. This is what that feels like. Yeah, like I said, that one sort of feels like prom night, the slow dance that you see in the movie. It's, again, production-wise, got that very warm, happy kind of a sound that sort of brings you back a little bit. It feels very nostalgic, which I personally am enjoying. Like I said, it's not a kind of music that I listen to very frequently. I'm not extremely familiar with it, but it sounds good. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy and pleasant inside, and that's not something that I can hate on. Now, regarding the song lyrics, I think that it's really relevant. I heard him say, who told my mother that she wasn't going to find love anytime soon? Who told my father that he didn't have to pay for, what was it? Like not health insurance, but like health care, something like that. Basically that stereotype where, typically men in general don't like to go to the doctor when something's wrong with them. Who told my brother that he doesn't have to give his kid this vaccine? These are things that we're seeing pretty prevalently, pretty widespread, throughout our society today. I live in Brazil, and it's still just as relevant down here. So yeah, I really appreciate that in the songwriting, and still managing to keep that warm, sound, but with lyrics that have meaning to them. So that's really cool. Prescription Refill. I really like this bubbly sort of fun sound, man. This is cool. This has got like a playful bounce to it. I really like these little, you know, bright synths in the background. Really cool rhythm guitars. Very nicely done. Kind of funky, kind of soulful. I like it. Very sweet. It's touching. You know, you fill my prescription. Just telling this person that he's got to get that fix. You know, this is someone that I mean, in a pleasant sort of a sweet way, he's addicted to. You know, this is sort of like that feeling of being in love kind of a track. It's got a cool little playful bounce to it. You know, very nicely performed vocally, but it's also very well produced. Like I mentioned, the rhythm guitars, that bright little synth. Very nice, man. Very nice. Definitely one of those tracks that's going to make you feel a little lighter, you know, once it's done. Hold the Line.
Yeah, this one time he rounded up my blossom robe, but I can't even get it up. So don't know what's after touch. No one knows you're hurting. You start to cry.
Wow. Again, contrast between the fun, happy sounding instrumentals and the darker sounding lyrics.
Wanna thank your mama for being so blind.
This one's pretty catchy.
Overflow and watch me dance.
You can't help but smile with this one. And then he says malaria and your smile kind of fades a little bit. Wow. The lyrics are kind of dark, man, but the feeling to the song is just so fun. Yeah. Love the brass here. Yeah, man. This one, I mean, Oxy Music, of course, you know, he's going to talk about drugs on this album. But here he kind of goes a little bit more in depth about this addiction, and going so far as to say that they're asking me to hold the line, but the lines have got a hold of me. Kind of, you know, detailing a little bit more about the struggles and trying to overcome this lack of control that he's facing in his life right now. All over a fun, funky, kind of a happy sounding beat, you know? So you're over here and you're dancing and you're feeling good and it's got you feeling fuzzy and warm and happy inside, and he's talking about crippling addiction, you know? It's a very interesting contrast. Breakdown, track 5. Wow. Wow, okay, so coming off of Prescription Refill and Hold the Line. Prescription Refill, he's talking to somebody who he's addicted to, he's in love with, he's, you know, he's talking to this person in a very sweet way, so clearly he feels for this person. Hold the Line, he talks about his addiction to actual drugs, and here he's saying, if that addiction basically causes me to have a breakdown, would you break up with me? So here he's talking about the fear of losing that person that he's in love with as well. There's a really clear progression here that I'm starting to see that is very, very interesting. I'm really enjoying the way that he put these tracks together in order to tell a story, you know? This is very, very nicely done. This one also has that sort of like prom night, slow track kind of a vibe. Very glamorous sounding guitars, you know, vintage kind of a sound, very cool. Chord progression, very cool. Yeah, man. It's touching how afraid he is of losing this person. It's like, you feel for him. You definitely feel for him, man. This is a very sad situation to be in. Not only do you feel like you have no control over your life because the drugs have taken hold, but you're also worried that they're going to cause you to have a breakdown and lose the very person that you love, you know, that you're also feel like you're addicted to. This is a very sad moment, really. And I feel like the slow music sort of fits the feeling here. You kind of feel sympathy for him, you know. You feel very sad for him. This is a tough moment that he's going through, and he's really letting that show through his performance. Very nice. K-Hole.
If everything's alright, why'd I get this huge satellite? You're just a
The way that these guitars sound, they give me a little bit of like Dire Straits sort of a vibe.
little in the evening. Yeah, I might call them those cars that turns into a boat. See the credit cards on the table. Never try to hide in a K-hole. There's only room for one in a K-hole.
Wow. This is a touching little moment. This instrumental breakdown here is very cool.
The credit cards on the table. Never try to hide in a K-hole.
Yeah, man, K-Hole's nice. I don't feel like I have anything to say about K-Hole that I haven't already said during the project, which is why I don't want to be repetitive. You know, it's similar production, similar performance, kind of, and also subject matter. And I feel like I've been highlighting that and sort of appreciating that throughout this entire project. So I don't really have anything different to say about K-Hole, so we're just going to jump into Dead Eyes.
Yeah, then again you might. You're the only person who doesn't deserve it. Oh, you'd know about that, wouldn't you?
This is great.
Doesn't deserve it, but I'm always gonna give him the earth.
Wow. Yeah. It's not the greatest album to listen to if you're feeling a little sleepy. My sleep schedule is all screwed up, and it's basically reversed. I've been sleeping during the daytime, so as you can see, it's light outside. It's currently like 8 a.m. We're getting close to my bedtime, and so this is not the best album to listen to when you're feeling a little groggy, but because of how slow and kind of relaxing it is. So don't mistake me or my appearance, you know, for somebody who's not enjoying this. This is a really, really solid album, and I'm really enjoying the warmth and the production on it and the performances. But I am feeling a little sleepy, and this album has been going on a run of slower tracks. So, you know, I would really like for it to kind of pick up a little bit here in cancel culture and close, you know, on Oxy Music with a little bit of a higher note. Yeah, picking up a little bit. I like this. Oh yeah. Look at the keyboard, man. Let's go. This is sweet.
And I work so hard to admit it. Get in the mix when I'm alive, because everything's dope. Makes sense, baby.
This is so nice. Very cool. Yeah, I got exactly what I was looking for with this one. It picked up a little bit. It was a little bit faster paced. It's got a nicer, sort of a lighthearted performance on here. Loving the way that those keyboards sound, man. Very warm, very fuzzy, kind of vintage sounding. That's really cool. The title track, which is also the last track on the album, Oxy Music.
Down your pie hole. Let's just say I'm looking for a clue. Pen and nail. Don't care how many rednecks it's killed. I'm in the kitchen on a cruise. I'm cooking up a cup.
Man, he's making drugs sound so happy, you know? Yeah, I like this production a lot, man. This is great. I love the strings here in the background.
I need a mirror and some lingerie.
Oh, this is triumphant. This is cool.
One never
Man.
gets that one and done. Habit's gonna weigh a ton.
Yeah, man, what an album. Oxy Music by Alex Cameron. So, I'm really glad I got put onto this, man. This is absolutely not, I've mentioned this before, but this is absolutely not the kind of music that I find myself listening to very frequently. But I can absolutely appreciate it for how happy it made me feel, for how lighthearted it is, for how fun it is, for how youthful and pleasant and fun it is. You know, at least the production and the way it sounds. You know, very bright, poppy synths, very vintage sounding drums, a lot of nostalgia on this album in the way that the music sounds. You know, it reminds me of being a teenager. It reminds me of growing up and you know, that feeling of everything being new and that sort of like innocence and you know, everything feeling like a discovery. This is a really interesting sounding album, and it's going to make you feel very, very good. Lyrically, this album is about drug addiction. It's about not being able to overcome it. It's about love. It's about how the drugs affect his relationships. It's about how the drugs affect him, you know, mentally, physically. It's about how the drug addiction and the alcoholism runs in his family tree, and how it's hereditary, and how you know, this is in no way glorifying drugs or anything like that. This is a very touching, at sometimes very sad album about a man who is struggling with this addiction, you know? But like I said, there was that one track where you feel really sympathetic towards him because he's just so afraid of losing that one person that he loves, because he feels like he's going to have a breakdown because of these drugs, you know? So this is very touching, very, very sad album lyrically, in stark contrast to how fun and happy it sounds production-wise. Very interesting listen. It's a very quick listen. I highly recommend that you check this out. All of the links to my social media, the tip page if you want to request an album, that's all in the description as well. And be sure to follow me on Twitch, because all of my future streams will be on there. And so if you're not following me on Twitch, you're going to miss out on the live streams. You're going to miss out on live album reactions, on music reviews, and things like that. So if you're on Twitch, follow me there and turn on the notifications so that you get notified whenever I go live. I've basically been streaming daily. So yeah, don't miss out on that. Yeah, highly recommend this. Very, very enjoyable album. Very interesting listen. 100%. 9 tracks, 34 minutes. Treat yourself to this, man. This is a very interesting listen. I'm definitely gonna follow Alex Cameron on Spotify and see what he comes up with in the future. Very excited about him. This is a very unique sound that I quite enjoyed. With that said, thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys for sticking all the way through it. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. I react to a lot of different stuff. In terms of the special requests, anything goes. There's no specific genre that I only react to on this channel. If you want me to listen to, you know, 2 hours worth of classical music, you know, it is what it is. The video will get done. So, yeah, don't be afraid to suggest whatever it is that you enjoy. I'd love to hear it, man. So with that said, I will see you guys later. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe out there. And until next time, peace out.